Hello learners, and welcome to our YouTube video on the difference between ordinary legislation and constitution. Join us as we explore the distinct roles, scope, and processes involved in shaping ordinary laws and constitutions. Gain a deeper understanding of how these legal frameworks shape societies and safeguard our rights and freedoms. So, let's begin. We need to first understand that the ordinary legislation and the constitution are two distinct concepts within a legal system. Here are the main differences between them. The first difference between the two is the nature and purpose. The constituent law is a body of law which defines the role, powers, and structure of different entities within a state, namely the executive, the parliament or legislature, and the judiciary, as well as the basic rights of citizens and, in federal countries such as India, US, and Canada, also the relationship between the central government and state, provincial, or territorial governments. Whereas, an ordinary legislation is basically made and enforced by the competent authorities of the state, which determines the relations of the citizens to the state and to one another. These laws are created to address particular issues such as criminal offenses, taxation, education, healthcare, and transportation, and it only requires simple majority in parliament. The next difference is the hierarchy. A constitution holds the highest legal authority within a country's legal system and serves as the supreme law that establishes the framework for all other laws and governmental actions. Also, if a law goes against what the constitution says, it can be considered unconstitutional and the courts can reject it. Here, ordinary laws must follow the rules of the Constitution. If a law breaks those rules, it can be taken to court and cancelled. The third difference is the amendment process. Amending a constitution is typically a more complex and rigorous process compared to enacting the ordinary legislation, since it requires the two-thirds majority voting of the members in parliament present and voting. Constitutional amendments are relatively more stable and enduring that requires broad consensus to modify the fundaments of a government. However, the ordinary legislation can be amended or repealed more easily through the regular legislative process. It does not require a two-thirds majority process. Laws can be changed by discussing and voting on them in the lawmaking group. The last difference that we come on to is the scope of application. The Constitution applies to the entire country or the jurisdiction and establishes the overarching principles and rules that govern the government and its relationship with individuals and other entities within that jurisdiction. Whereas, the ordinary legislation addresses specific areas or issues within the jurisdiction and applies to a particular sector, region, or group of people, depending on its scope and purpose. To conclude, the Constitution serves as the supreme law of the land, providing the foundational principles and framework for a government, while ordinary legislation refers to laws created to address specific issues and are subordinate to the Constitution. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe for more such video, and comment down below if you have doubts.